I made the song with 7 drops. Today we're gonna go through this drop. In the last episode we went through this drop, which is leading over to the 3rd break. So this is the same chords as the intro chords. So the first thing I did was add these chords and also add some ambience over it. So I thought it would be funny when we have the first vocal which says, "You think we're done? Nah, and then you hear, "We're not done yet."
We're not done yet. 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 Oh, I don't want this to end. So let's get back to build up.
If there's anything I want you to take away from these videos, it's to go with your gut. Originally, it was gonna go from this and right over to the build up.
I don't want this to end. So let's get back to build up.
And then over to the build up. But then after listening to it, I thought it would be so cool to just continue with the chords and do some LFO stuff. So that's exactly what I did.
So let's get back to build up.
So there's a pitch bend, the chords are going up, and there's also a LFO rate. And it also has the ambience, which just makes it so much better. And so at the end of this, there's a vocal.
I say get back to build up.
This build-up is also a pretty lazy one. I just added build-up drums, a riser, and a reese. The 4th drop. Here I wanted to go mad with the chords again. We got the first drop, which is very bass focused. Then we got the 2nd drop, which is very chord focused. Then we got the 3rd drop, which is very bass focused. And then we're going back to chord focused. The first chord being played is a B major, and it goes up to a C sharp major and then over to a D sharp minor. The key of the track is D sharp. So normally you would start your track on D sharp. So what I do very often, instead of starting at D sharp, I start on a different chord. I'm starting on a B and then I'm going up, leading up to, which works every time. And this is also perfect for A and B drops. Then after doing the chords, I added the vocal chop, which goes like this. You can hear the similarity, especially on the 1st and the 2nd drop with the vocal chops. All the drops are ending up with the vocal like this. And it also has the same processing and the same automations. However, what's different about this one is the pluck sound that we have, which is basically the main element in this drop. In this drop, the vocal chop works more like a background harmony kind of thing. The pluck is playing D sharp, it's playing the root note, and then we have an LFO bass, and this is where all the magic happens. This is just a sine wave with an LFO on the volume, and it has a layer which is 4 semitones up, also a sine wave. Really simple to make as well. But the layer is not being introduced at first. It has a cutoff, which is slowly being opened. And while this is being opened, the pitch is also being opened for both the bass and the pluck and the layer. You see where I'm going? Automations making everything like unexpected. So the goal was pretty much to make this unexpected. When you hear the pluck, you hear it in the root note. So you think it's just gonna be, but then you hear the 4th, which is going. So on the first pluck part, it's playing on the root note, and then on the second one, it's playing 5 semitones down. But it still has the same automations except for the pitch bend. In the middle of the drop there's a chord switch. So instead of starting with B major, I'm starting with G sharp. and this one is playing twice, and then it goes down to D sharp again. And so what I'm doing here is, instead of just playing the chord like this, I have this one up here, so it goes down. You could also experiment, do something like... And the reason why I did it like this is because I wanted to have variations. So let's hear what it sounds like when we play it. And so on this part, we got some funky stuff happening. We have the first chord, which is the same one as in the third hit of the drop, and then it goes up to this one, but it's changing between minor and major, and then it's changing between major and I don't know what this is, but it's something. And then it goes still up, and then it goes one too much up, but then it goes down again. Yeah, also the drums are different. When I make music, I try to just do what feels right. So basically in this part right here, this just feels natural to have the drums go bum 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 instead of having the basic drum loop. Also the vocals are different, so the vocals are just being repeated. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know how I made this drop, then click somewhere around here.